got the guy on the team to make that happen.
Yes.
And you mentioned, Camille, Desiree, she's a twin sister.
Yes.
And identical, fraternal.
We're fraternal.
Yeah. But do you look you're shaking your head.
They're to me, they're identical. If you didn't know them, they're identical.
It's your fantasy.
My sister-in-law is a fraternal twin, and for years I could not tell them apart.
Oh, you can tell us apart.
Years. Well, yeah, but you say that, and he's shaking his head no. So, is it Desiree? Is that how I pronounce her name?
Yep.
Desiree.
Yeah. So she's your vice president and COO with 10 years experience in preschool development. Oh my goodness. So I mentioned I was an educator. Before going into business for myself, the hardest job I ever had was opening a Primrose preschool. It's a franchise in Gilbert for a family who owned it. And I was hired to not only hire all the staff, but also be the executive director and then find the families, right? It was literally like, hey, we're building a school and we don't know anything about education or people. And hardest job ever.
It's very hard.
Most rewarding job. Fell in love with the families, fell in love with my staff. But it was a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the hardest jobs are normally the most rewarding jobs.
I agree. Yes, which is another great thing to help people in the Love Thy Neighbor community help them understand, because most of us are taught, especially if we've had, I'm going to say the healthy upbringing, that if there's something going on that doesn't feel good, run in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Either fight your way through it and make it messier, or run in the opposite, the kind of the fight or flight situation. But you're right. The hardest things often are the most rewarding.
Oh, yeah.
Are there times that this feels hard for you?
Oh yes.
I wasn't sure what you were going to say that question. I almost didn't ask it. So can you honestly speak to that? Are there nights that you lay in bed and you think, oh my goodness, why is this so crunchy? We're doing God's work. And
you got to know your whys. When you don't know your whys, it's just not going to continue on.
Nothing else comes together.
Yeah, because every time we just feel so drained, someone would come to us, because of you, like my child feels this way, or because of you, I've connected with my brother. And it's just those stories that keeps us pushing, because we're like, we know this is our purpose. We know it is. And so that's really what drives us to continue on.
So perfectly said. So beautifully made.